Hi, everybody. It's Mike from Hear the Watchmen. And, we are here this morning. We're broadcasting from our new offices for Hear the Watchmen. And, folks, we need your help. Go to hearthewatchman.com. Just scroll down below the speakers' pictures on that website. And if you can help us to spread the word of Jesus, not only across the United States, but around the world, please help us out. We would greatly appreciate it. Today, it's going to be kind of a British sort of show. I have with us today two individuals. One you know well, Mr. Mark Sutherland, and we also have with us Denise McConnell. That's Field McConnell's wife. We're going to talk to her today about what she's going through and what she needs from you to help Field through these difficult times. Mark, Denise, thank you for joining us today.
Great to be here, Mike. Lovely to see you, Denise. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Well, Denise, we love you, and we dearly love Field and are supportive of Field. Folks, we met at Hear the Watchman Field at the first Hear the Watchman conference in Dallas, Texas. And Field and I have become close, and we know each other. He's a good man, and I know there's a lot of fray out there on the internet, and I want y'all to just stop paying attention to it. Field is a good man. He's a former Marine, jet fighter pilot, just a great guy, and, I just don't want to hear any of the flack, so don't bother commenting on this video today about Field in a negative way. I only want to see positive comments. Denise, talk to Mark and I a little bit, if you would, about what you're going through and what it is you need from us and all of our viewers in terms of help.
Right, well, obviously I'm married to Field, and as his wife, I am greatly concerned for where he is at this moment in time. What I would like to get across to people is that, this is my opinion. In my opinion, the reason that Field is in jail today, it's not about what he has done or what he hasn't done. This, to me, is all about the First Amendment. Yeah, and the Constitution. I love the Constitution. And I know that it's related to the Magna Carta, which has been trashed in the UK. But I think the American Constitution. I think it's something to stand up for and be valued. Yeah, be appreciated. And my husband being in jail, to me, that this is stepping all over his First Amendment rights, regardless of what he said, what he didn't say. And I want, to put across to people that we're not perfect, and we're not without sin. Yeah, my husband is not perfect. I'm not perfect, but for standing up to, what has been, what's the word I could look for? Well, he loves his Constitution. His parents, they sacrificed. They were prepared to sacrifice their lives, to fight in the war. And the thought of their son being in a jail, totally trashing the First Amendment, I find absolutely repulsive. And the fact that Field has served himself. Now, sorry, I'm not used to this, to be honest.
Denise, you're doing brilliantly. I was just going to say to jump in, and it would help you. Could you lay out what has led him to be in a cell? What are the charges? And to take away and to lay out the truth, because as Mike inferred to, all the other lies that are out there. Can we have it in your words, straight from your mouth?
Right, as I understand it, and I haven't seen the paperwork as such, I haven't physically had it in my hand. Field is being accused of cyber stalking. And it's my understanding the reason that he is in jail is because he didn't turn up in Florida to, deal with it. And the reason that he didn't deal with it is because he knows the court system is totally corrupted.
Right.
And, for people to say, oh, well, he shouldn't have done this, he shouldn't have done that. He has a First Amendment right. And if they're trashing his First Amendment right, they're trashing every American's. Right? This isn't about Field. Yeah? This is about America as a whole. Yeah? And Field, in my opinion, him being where he is today, he's there for everybody. And not just Americans. This is worldwide. Yeah? We know that our first, freedom of speech is being attacked. And, and I have, Field knows this, he does his radio shows, and I've sat by and, expected Field to put the world right, and everyone else on the radio show, but, it's as his friend, I would, stand beside everybody who is a patriot. This is not what we are about. We are, if we are good inside, we will not be judging, and it's just totally, my head is all over the place.
Right. So what are your concerns about what has been happening in Bryan County? What are your concerns? What are Field's concerns? And I know I'm saying the obvious, but it's just being specific of why, because this is really, really important.
Well, it's about the children.
Right.
For people willing to see what is going on, our children in this world are being targeted one way or the other. But we're all being targeted. We might not feel like we're being targeted, but what is happening to Field, that awaits every American. So just, please think about that before they judge him. Yeah? Who cares whether, he eats in front of the camera? It's irrelevant. Yeah? And for people to, club together and dissecting him after he's put his, he's tried, he's sacrificed everything for the last 13 years, to get the truth out to the American people, get them to realise what's ahead of us if we don't stand together. If we don't stand together, we're done, in my opinion. I don't need to be American to know that. This is worldwide.
Right, I do apologise. Do you want to highlight some of the things that Field has been doing over the last few years and exposing things? Could you just highlight one or two things, or wherever you want to go?
Well, I came across Field by finding out about the Boeing uninterruptible autopilot. Yeah. And as far as I'm concerned, that is Field and David Hawkins' baby. Yeah. Yes. They've spoken for years and years about 9/11, and that is how and obviously things have happened in that time, like MH370, MH17. Yeah, that is Field's expert. You never take that away from him. We get taught to drive a car. Once we're taught, you can never take that away from you. Yeah. But it's my opinion that they are trying to silence Field. They may want to use him as, to send out a message to anyone else who questions, what I say government. I mean, you know, there's no doubt about it that there are bad players amongst, you know, everywhere. There's bad players everywhere. But unfortunately, some of these bad players have power.
Yes.
And they abuse that power. And,
So going back to the whole thing with Boeing, and I want to hear it, this is important, what he was exposing was the fact that these planes could then, there's technology to be flown on the ground and overridden. Is that right?
That is correct. It's the technology that can basically turn that aeroplane into a drone.
Right.
It can be flown anywhere.
Right.
And it can be remotely hijacked. And, you know, I'm no expert on this subject. You know, I've been in the electronics game, and electronic, you know, all the technologies we have, they're brilliant if they're in the right hands. If they're in the wrong hands, you know, I mean, we know that there are, you know, people being targeted all over.
Sorry, Denise, your picture keeps freezing, which is rather interesting at this time as you're talking about technology.
It's good on this side. She's coming through clear on this side, so the viewers will see it just fine. Now, Denise, you know, Field is being held on a no bond, and that's very interesting because here in the United States, you can murder someone, and if you have enough money, you can get out on bond. My read on this is that they're holding him on a no bond hold because they fear that he is a flight risk. Can you address that at all?
Well, I don't know that for whether he is on like a no-fly list, but I wouldn't be surprised if they've put him on a knife. You know, they want to silence him. They're going to do it any way they can. I mean, you know, they want to get his guns. You know, they're trying to potentially go on a mass shooting spree, and it's just so disgusting that these people can just abuse their power like that. They can literally put people through the ringer. And what I want to stipulate is, Field happens to be my husband, but he's, you know, he's a fellow human being, and I know for a fact that Field's done it. I've been with him. He's turned up in court for people because he knows, that it could be him, and now it is him. And, you know, the question is what can we do about it?
What are they actually afraid of him specifically? What are they afraid about him? What does he do? What's he done that makes them afraid? In this case, in Florida.
Well, I'd imagine probably one of them is that he has thousands of followers. You know, that must, you know, scare them. You know, rather than being, you know, just somebody, you know, like myself who doesn't, you know, go on the camera and, you know, just talk amongst my friends. But yeah, he's, you know, I mean, obviously I can't tell you exactly what information he has because I don't know. But one thing I do know, right, is that Field, right, he will continue to fight for the children.
Yeah.
And he has to, you know, he's accepted he's where he is, and, you know, if he comes out, they won't silence him, never. He will never stop talking and standing up for the children, because this is what it's about. Our children are being destroyed. And it's just got to stop. This affects all of us, whether we like it or not. You know, and Field is in there because of us.
Well, it's definitely, Denise, a threat to all of us who speak the truth and who have YouTube channels. I mean, they came in and took all of Field's computer equipment, as I understand, and that's frightening. And especially when you look at the warrant, and I encourage all of you to go to Field's YouTube channel, The Field Report, and particularly look at a segment called Field of Honor, where they break down the warrant and the charges. And I mean, I'm telling you, folks, if you listen to that, you will see how bogus this whole thing is. And Field is truly a fighter. I mean, there is no doubt about that. And I talked with him yesterday. Mark and I had him on the show. And he did he did an amazing job speaking to us from jail. And his spirits seem to be high, but I'm sure he wants to get out of there, like any of us would. Denise, is there an upcoming court date that you're aware of?
As I understand it, there's another hearing on the 2nd of December. But if it goes our way, he could be out by then. But as I understand it, the governor of Wisconsin has to make a decision, and he has 45 days to do so in whether he's going to extradite Field against his wishes.
Yes, and I know here in the States that they have to have an extradition hearing, that they can't just... if Field says no, there is a hearing that has to be held regarding that issue, and we're hoping that they don't take him to Florida. We're all praying for that. Mark, in the last few minutes here, do you have something else you'd like to ask Denise?
Right, so Denise, just to clarify, so on the 2nd of December there's a court case. What will go on, what could go on before then to actually get him out of the cell? You've alluded to something in regard to what could happen legally, or have I got the wrong end of the stick there?
Well, there's a couple of people who, as far as I'm concerned, they're experts in their field, and hopefully they will be there today, putting in some paperwork.
Right.
Expressing that they know that the court system has been corrupted. And
right. So that's why today's important, because that paperwork has gone in, yes?
It should, hopefully it will be, but whether it is at this point, I don't know. I mean, it's still quite early, I know that, there's two people who know exactly what is going on and are there at some point today trying to get filled out.
Because what they're saying is that this is a political arrest. Yeah?
Yeah.
This is political. Okay. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm just saying.
Well, what they've done to him is it's not lawful. And there is a difference between lawful and legal. And many millions of people are not aware of that. So basically, he's been kidnapped. He's been kidnapped by the state of Wisconsin, for the benefit of the, Florida. But when you really look into it, it really is about human trafficking, because it's all about money. It's about who benefits, And trust me, if Field ends up in prison, no American is going to benefit from that, apart from those, who wish to silence everyone.
Right.
This isn't it isn't an attack on Field, it's an attack on America, what is happening.
In regard to free speech, which you've laid out very, very clearly early on.
Yeah. It works both ways. What this person is accusing Field of, they're entitled to their free speech as well. I'm not saying that they're wrong and Field should be heard. Everybody has the right to First Amendment. And I just want to, put across to these people that want to throw Field under the bus is what you do to Field, you're going to be doing for your future family. So just think about what's going on here. It's well, to me, it's pretty obvious, and it just happens to be Field, my husband, that's, getting put through the ringer. But regardless of whether Field is my husband or not, it's simply not right. And we have to do the right thing.
Well, we do, and it's absolutely heinous, is the best word I can think of to describe what is going on with Field. Folks, if you want to get in touch with Field or Denise, we encourage you to do that. You can post a comment on this show in the comments section, or you can email me, Mike Kerr, Kerr, 777 at gmail.com, and I will forward that to Denise, and Denise will get that to Field as well. So we encourage you to support Denise and Field during these trying times. We're praying that Field gets out before Thanksgiving, but he may be in for Thanksgiving. And think about that. Think about being separated from your loved ones because you spoke the truth. And that is the thing that is most frightening here in the United States right now. Denise, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Denise.
It's my pleasure, and I just want to put a message out to people that have been supporting Field and I that we love you very much, and we will just be forever grateful for it, the prayers and the support that you've given us. We love you. Thank you.
Amen. Well, listen, folks, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Watchmen's Report. Please visit our website here, thewatchmen.com. Go down, and if you can help us out with our ministry, we deeply appreciate it. I'd love to get the heat turned on here in our new offices. It's about 30 degrees in here right now, and so I apologize if I'm sitting here shivering. But we love all of you, and remember, as we always say here on the Watchmen's Report, there's nothing you can't do with Jesus in your heart, except nothing at all. Get busy, activate your faith, pray for Field McConnell and his wife, Denise. Freedom is just around the corner. God bless each and every one of you. We'll see you next time here on the Watchmen's Report.